An agreement to yourself and your neighbour is as broad and as expansive as you want, and it's specifically tailored to what you want. So if, for example, it's in regards to a fence, you would understand that the agreement would have things like the type of fence, the length of fence, where it's going to sit, the cost, the colour and all those sort of things. Now whether it takes the form of a written contract or it takes the form of a verbal agreement is a matter for you and your neighbour. If you believe that you're at that level where in which it's a simple verbal contract, that's fine and that's good for you because you've developed that rapport with your neighbour. But if you feel that you'd like it written, then that's again a matter for you.
People can come up with all sorts of agreements. Some people like to write things down because it helps them to remember what they're supposed to do and when, and you can record numbers and dates and times and things like that. Other people prefer to have a handshake agreement, you know, and they say my word is my bond, and sometimes that's the way to go. So I think being flexible, being open to what's going to work for the two of you. Sometimes email can be a great way to do it. So letting people know this is what's okay for me, this is what's possible for me, and having that agreement go backwards and forwards a couple of times until you're both comfortable that it really reflects what you've both agreed on.
The types of things you should be trying to encompass into your agreement would be things like timeframes. When are these things that you've agreed upon going to happen? Cost. Who's going to pay for what? How is the cost going to be spread amongst the parties? Is it worthwhile getting more than one quote? And the type of work to be performed. Is the fence going to be colour bond? Is it going to be paling? Are the branches going to be removed by skip? These sort of things need to be put into the agreement so that everybody knows where they stand, so that later on when the work's done, your neighbour doesn't come around to you and say, what happened?
One of the things that's really important when you form an agreement about what's been a dispute or difficulty between neighbours is that it's not simply we'll build the fence or we'll chop down the tree. It's about what the timing is, who might pay for it, what happens with rubbish collection. It'll be about, you know, who can be home when the contractors come. All of the things that surround how it's going to happen are going to be important, because whilst you might agree on the central issue, you're actually going to need to sort out all the things that go around it, which is sometimes why agreements fall over or don't work if in fact all of those smaller things haven't been negotiated about the how as much as the yes, it's going to happen.